Hi, my name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director of Goldman and Associates. Our firm primarily focuses on family law. Please subscribe to our channel. We have a question from our viewing audience. How do you make joint custody work? It's a very interesting question because in the divorces or even in custody cases, a lot of times people push to joint custody. Here's what's interesting. Years ago, nobody pushed for a joint situation. It was more like, I want the custody. No, I want the custody. And parents are tussling. Each one wants to assert that dominion, that custody. The child's like a ping pong ball being hit from one side of the table to the next. An interesting byproduct of the COVID experience is that all those kids were home all day, all the time. And so the parents had the joy of not only dealing with kids who are sometimes harder to deal with or easier to deal with, they had the joy of dealing with sometimes kids who were going stir crazy, who had confinement issues, who had other issues, and it really wore down the parents. So now, in the post-COVID era, we're seeing a push toward joint custody. That is, the parents are saying, wait a minute, I'm not going to shoulder the entire burden of custody. It's your burden too. We have to share this. Now that they got a taste of what it's like to deal with those kids all the time, all of a sudden they want to share it. So, but the question is, how do you do it? How can one make that situation work? If you got the kids 50% of the time, you got the kids 50% of the time, how is that going to work? Well, first of all, it helps a lot if the parents live in close proximity. If the parents don't live in close proximity, that's a very, very difficult situation to work out on, simply on a practical order. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, it also helps to make sure that the parents get along as best as they can with each other. And this is the key, that the parents never do anything to marginalize the other parent or to somehow try to elevate themselves in these subtle ways. You got to watch your communication. For example, if you're supposed to have the kids and the other parent says, oh, well, sorry you're with dad, we're going to Disneyland, sorry we can't take you, but rules are rules. That creates a resentment where the kids now resent going to dad because the whole time they're with him, they're thinking they could have been in Disneyland. So if the parents want to make that situation work, they've got to watch out for that communication. They have to be discreet in how they describe the situations. They got to work together on these kind of things. They got to make sure that the kids don't develop some underlying resentment from one parent to another, because if they do, then the joint situation isn't working. If they do, part of the joint philosophy is that the parents will cooperate in fostering a healthy relationship with the other parent. If they're deliberately doing things to sabotage that, that's not a workable joint situation. So you need to avoid that in order to make the joint custody situation work. If you're in that situation, have any questions about that, of course, reach out. We'll be glad to help you out.